It definitely feels better, but I still feel something on the side right here.
Okay.
It's like pulsing.
Mhm. So let's check that pulsing energy. We're going to connect in with that pulsing energy. And let's just ask, is that an energy that she's receiving for healing? Or is there something attached there? Tell me what you hear.
Well, it actually says healing.
Okay, very good. So you're probably feeling a healing energy that's pulsing in. Does it feel uncomfortable or you just feel it?
I just
Is it intense?
feel it. I think it's okay.
All right, we can come back and check that pulsing energy.
Okay.
And focus on your throat because I noticed that you're coughing and I want to check and see if there's anything there we need to be aware of. So let's connect in with the throat for just a moment. Connecting in with the throat. And let's see if there's an energy in the throat that we need to release. I'm gonna ask the guides to help us. Is there anything that's there in the throat?
Know why, but I'm just imagining it's like ivy, like growing there.
Yes.
And I don't know where it's coming from, but I feel like it's growing up.
Hmm.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. We're gonna figure out where this ivy's coming from. So I'm going to ask the guides to help us to understand this ivy. Is this something that's been placed there in the throat? Is this connected to a consciousness? What is this ivy? What do we need to know about it?
Something rooted in her.
Mhm. Very good. And what is it that caused this energy to become rooted in her?
It's to hold her back.
Yes. What is it holding her back from?
She's got too much to say. It'll
Yes.
ruin our plan.
And whose plan will it ruin?
The plan of darkness. She came here already doing the work that we don't want.
What work was she doing?
Healing sadness, healing darkness. She was actually already had an important job before she came here. She used to bring the souls of babies to the light when they died.
So she was doing that work before she came into this physical body.
Mhm. How she saw her adopted mom. She was taking Billy's soul to the light. And her heart broke when she saw. I remember
Yeah.
it.
And so when she saw her adoptive mom,
She thought
sh
she could come back here and do work here and do that. She
yeah.
did. And we had to stop her. Oh,
And so how have you been stopping her throughout her life? What have you been doing to her?
keeping her. Uh, uh, pain, doubt, not letting her light shine. And if she starts to believe, we make her scared again.
And so when you say we, are there more than one of you attached in there?
Yeah.
How many? How many are there?
There's 4 of us.
Mhm. What do you look like?
I have lots of arms, maybe tentacles. Kind of
Mhm.
look like a mop, but I have eyes.
Yes. And so as Kathy works on herself and her light gets brighter and brighter, it must be getting harder for you to do your job.
Not letting her work on herself.
Yeah, but she is doing that.
Then I stop her.
Mm.
It's
So how
too
do you feel
much.
about being trapped there in her?
I
Can't go
love
anywhere.
it.
You
I
love
love it.
it.
I love it.
Hmm.
I love it. She has a lot of light in here.
So you feel that you're working for the dark, but yet you're feeding off of light. How can that be?
As I eat it up so she can't put it into the world.
Right. So did you know? Did you know that inside the
I've heard
center?
that story because she
Yeah.
tells it. She tells that
Ah.
story.
And so what do you feel when she tells that story?
I think it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
What if she's right? What if she's right?
Well, she probably is right, but
Mhm.
if I leave, then the plan is going to be ruined.
What if there's a greater plan and you're just not aware of it because you've been trapped there inside of her for so long? Ask the angels, because beautiful angels, they can share the greater plan with you. Tell
They're
me what they
shining too
say.
much light in here right now. It's getting way too bright in here.
I see. We'll ask them to tone it down just a little bit so it's not too much for you. What do they say is that greater plan?
We're going to stop the people that are doing this. We have to stop them.
You have to stop the light.
Yep.
Mhm. So I understand that you felt that way for a long time and you take your work very seriously. I can see that. But I would love to just show you that power that she's been telling others about, just so you could feel it and see if it's more powerful than the energy that you have been taking from her. May I just simply show you that energy today, just so you can feel it? We can turn it back off if you don't like it. It's up to you. May I show you that power source inside of you?
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to have the beautiful angels assist. They are just going to begin to channel a little bit of energy right there in the center of what you are. And we're going to expand that light source, that power. We're going to make it 50% as big as what you are. Because I want you to feel that you have had within you all along a power source so amazing, you just forgotten it was there. May feel a little bit different, but tell me how that feels to you.
Feels good, but I'm gonna get in trouble for this.
You are not going to get in trouble because that light protects you from anything that might try and hurt you. Let's expand that light out. I want to make it as big as what you are. I want you to feel the full force of that light that you always had inside of you. You were simply tricked into thinking that you were darkness, but all along, you've been the light. Take a look at yourself now. Tell me what you look like.
White light.
Yes. How does that energy feel?
Fantastic.
Yes. I'm going to ask the beautiful angels to share with you what your life would look like if you disconnected from this one here today and went home. What do they say?
Liberated.
Yes. Free. Freedom to live your life as you choose, not be controlled. How does that sound?
It's
Are you ready to
amazing.
detach today and go home?
Yes.
Very good. And ask Archangel Michael to just place this being a beautiful bubble of light. We're going to assist this being with disconnecting. I'm going to ask the angels to begin to work on this being, channeling in the light into all of the areas where it's connected. I'm going to ask this being to begin to pull all of its energy completely out of the body, out of the throat. We're going to bring in a beautiful white light that's going to dissolve that ivy, that rope of ivy that's been flowing through the body. Feeling that energy flow in through those tentacles, we're just going to gently release this being. And we're going to pull it all up and out of the body. I want you to feel all of that energy untangling and detaching and releasing from the body. And ask Archangel Michael to tell me when this being is completely out. Tell me what you're feeling. Feel like it's still disconnecting in there.
I have like a ringing in my ear.
Okay. While that being is being disconnected, I'm just going to ask the angels to assist this being. And then once it's released, I'm going to take it back into the light of source and back to the next part of its journey. Let's check on that ringing in the ear. Is that anything that's attached there in the ear, or is she just hearing some frequency? Tell me
It's
what comes through.
frequency. It's
Okay.
frequency.
And is
Cool.
there anything specific we need to know about this frequency? Where is it coming from?
It's balancing. It's healing frequency.
Mhm. Very good.
Oh,
Very good. Let's check back on this being. Is it still being removed or has it released fully?
I feel like it's released.
Okay, very good. Archangel Michael and the angels will assist this being back into the light. Let's bring in a healing energy in through that throat. What color?
Green. Emerald
Green.
green.
Mhm. Let's bring in that beautiful green frequency into the throat. And we want to spread that energy out all where this being was attached, any energy centers that were affected or impacted. And let's check. Was this being also connected to any one of the lower energy centers, the solar plexus or the sacral or the root, or just there in the
Oh,
throat?
just in the throat.
Okay. So let's flow in that beautiful green healing energy. We want to repair any damage that was caused by this being. We want to make sure that strand of ivy that she experienced is completely transmuted and dissolved. We want to pull that energy down through the body, releasing any residual energy. We're going to cut any cords or connections.
Yes,
Tell me how that throat feels.
it's better.
She is, as we've been talking about, rich and needing to let go of that situation. She's doing a lot better and standing on her own. Anything that she needs to be concerned about or understand more about her finances moving forward.
She just needs to trust that that God is bringing her the clients, that He didn't bring her this far to fail. She's not going to end up homeless. It's her worst case scenario, but it's never going to happen. Um, and that she just, this is a kind of a slow time of year, and she knows that, and that business always kind of always slows down this time of year because people don't necessarily want to spend money on healing things because of like the holidays coming up. She just needs to, she knows that, but she needs to believe it. But just trust people are still going to be coming. She's never had to do it on her own, but she's not doing it on her own. God is there. He's got her back.
Wonderful. And so I know we've removed some blocks and opened up that flow of energy, but she said she has been feeling blocked when she connects to God. Have we opened that back up for her? She got to get that connection back.
She is, but she's kind of stepped back from trying because she felt so blocked. So she needs to remember the things to do. And exercising is one of them. She's got to move her body. She's got to meditate and she needs to journal that it's all going to flow back. It's all going to come back.
Very good. Very good. And as we've talked about, she's on her right path doing this work and she's moving into doing entity release as we've done today. She wants to make sure, though, that it's safe for her to do the entity release in person. And is there anything that she needs to know to protect herself?
She is completely safe. The only thing she needs to do differently is when she does her little routine before her clients come, she needs to do it instead of 15 minutes before they come. She needs to do it as soon as she comes in her office for two reasons. One, you need to clear your office and put the protection around it as soon as you get in there. And two, because those couple times that the clients have come early, shown up early, and then you don't, you need to do that routine. And if they show up early, do not unlock your door if you have not done your protection routine. Just do it and then let them in because they came early. You can't feel bad that they're waiting out there. You have to do what you have to do to protect yourself and to protect, and it protects them too. You pray for them before the session, and you have to do that to do your very best. But just remember to never be scared, and that any practitioner, if they feel that they get into a place where they do start to feel afraid or they're in over their head, all they have to say is Jesus Christ, and whatever darkness is scaring them will flee. It cannot survive with the name of Jesus Christ. You are protected.
Mm. Help us to understand how that name, just saying that name is so powerful.
Because he is the light of the world. You can call him Yeshua or Jesus Christ, because she's been hearing things about that doubting the name, it's not necessarily, it's who you know who he is. He is the light of the world. He is, whether people believe in him or not, he is the light that's here on earth. He is what when we are pushing out light into the world, it is him. It is, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but there's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, but they're all the same. Just like, think of water. Water can be ice, it can be steam, or it can be water, it can be liquid, but it's all the same. It's all water, and that's the same thing. And so when you say Jesus Christ, it just, they can't stand it. And that is our tool. That is our, when you are stuck, you can always turn to Jesus Christ. Just say the name and it will just, you will be safe.
Beautiful. And what can you share with us? Because we work with the angels to assist with the entity release. What can you tell us today about their role in this work we do?
They they are honored. They are proud of us, and they are our protection also. But they just feel so honored that we connect with them and we call them in, just like how we feel how when we have a client come in, and when they leave, it just feels, you feel so privileged to have been able to help somebody, and that, you know, that's how they feel. And they want us to know that they're always there, and that we can ask for more than we already have asked for, that they're capable of more. We just have to ask.
Wonderful. And why is it that entity release is such a, and I know it's been done for a long time, but it seems like more and more of us are getting trained to do this work. Why is that happening now?
Because they're getting desperate, they're multiplying, they're becoming more aggressive, and humans are becoming more conscious, more aware of it, breaking out of that fog, and um, and that's exactly why when Kathy does her sessions, she's in the middle of them and she starts thinking to herself, oh my God, what am I going to say to this person when the session's over? How am I going to explain this? She never really has to explain it to them. They're just like, wow, that was different, but thank you. And they just get it. They subconsciously kind of know, I think.
Hmm.
And I think that the earth is the vibration on the earth, something about the earth is changing. And it's kind of like if you think about, you see the ground and the ants are all crawling underneath the ground, but if you crack it, then they all start coming up out. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're The more empowered we get, the more aware we become, the more we're going to find and be able to heal and take those soldiers away from Satan.
Yes, very good. And so she she said she it's from time to time has these really mean, judgy thoughts about people. Were those
That
coming
was
from one of those?
that was
Or is that
Ralph.
Ralph?
It was Ralph. That was
Ralph was
Ralph.
angry.
Ralph was very angry.
Yes.
Yep.
So she won't have those thoughts anymore.
No.
Very good.
And
Little, go ahead.
one other thing I want to tell her
Yes.
is when sometimes she has feelings about people and she does think that she thinks she's being judgy again. And what it is that she is actually tuning into when she's around somebody, she's tuning into their energy and feeling what they're thinking or feeling. It's not really hers. And so if she ever says to herself, why am I thinking this? Or why am I feeling this? That is her key to know that you're probably feeling something that's around you. It's not you
Mm,
because you don't have those thoughts or I mean, that's not how you are. I mean, we all get mad and we're human, but if you're just somewhere minding your own business and then all of a sudden have a negative thought or feeling about towards somebody, there's a reason for it. And it's not because you're being shallow or judgy or something. It's something that they're feeling or experiencing.
mhm.
So be compassionate and maybe send um, send love and light to them.
Very good. And so, does she ever absorb other people's energy? Does that ever
Yes.
affect her? And what does she need to do to make sure she's protecting her field?
So she needs to be aware of how she feels. And when she feels the way she wants to feel, she started doing a thing where she zips up her energy. She imagines like she's standing and she's zipping up like a plastic bubble around her. She needs to do that and imagine if she used to hate it because she'd be in such a good mood. And then as soon as she get home, as soon as she was around Rich, her energy was zapped and she'd just go and just be in a bad mood. And she needs to imagine herself zipping up that energy. And then if she does get around someone that's in a bad mood or whatever, you don't have to leave them. Just imagine though their energy bouncing off of it, not. And if you notice yourself, if she notices herself taking on their energy, to just become aware of it, breathe, let it go. She can do it. She didn't used to be aware of it. She used to think of it as, like, why does he make me feel this way? or even like around friends and stuff when she was a lot younger. She never could understand like she thought people were doing it to her, but it was just her not protecting herself. And she is an empath, so she feels everything around her. She feels everything. And but it's okay. That's what makes her understanding and compassionate. But she needs to protect her own energy. She needs to bottle it up when she feels the way she wants to feel. Bottle that up and keep it.
Very good. And so now that she's nice and clear and she's got some of these heavy weights off of her, what else does she need to know or understand about her path moving forward?
Just to keep believing in herself, trusting herself, um, believing that everything is for her highest good, even when it's not fun. She's chosen it to learn something from it. Go ahead, have your human hissy fit, but then collect yourself and look for the lesson and allow the wisdom to come in. Um, but she's doing what she needs to do. She just needs to do more of it.
Very good. She's wondering, why has she gained so much weight over the last year? Seems impossible to lose. What's happening there?
She was holding a lot of energy in her body. um, she wasn't doing a lot of self-care and also going through all that stuff with Rich. She just kind of was in survival mode, but today has cleared her body. She needs to just remember self-care, self-care, self-care. She needs to ground. She needs to do salt baths. She needs to exercise, and um, it will go off. It will go away, but she needs to keep that protection around herself too, so she doesn't take more energy on. It's the weight is representing the emotions that she was holding on to. And as she continues to get rid of those negative emotions, it's going to just naturally go away.
Beautiful. Very good. And so, anything else that she needs to know or understand to help her with the situation with Rich? Anything else that you'd like to share with her today?
Just to stay away from thinking negatively about him, because it's it's only hurting you. If you find, of course you're gonna, if something else happens, you're gonna get, upset again. But as soon as you realize you're getting upset, just breathe and let it go. It's over, it's done with. You can't change anything, but you can do better as you move forward. Just just let it go. It's learning experience.
Very good. And anything else that she needs to understand about her entry into this world with such young parents? Anything you'd like to share with her today about that?
Just to know that she really wasn't alone. She might have she didn't understand as a newborn baby those months before she was actually adopted. But of course, that's, every baby needs to bond as soon as it comes out. But you know what? It's, it's fine. You're okay. You survived it. You can survive anything. You've survived so much. And you have so many blessings in your life. That's what you need to focus on. Acknowledge that baby. You can talk to that newborn baby and love on that baby yourself. But look at the good. Don't focus on the bad.
Very good. Very good. Are there any final messages today? Anything else that you'd like to share with her before we go?
Just that today she needs to do a salt bath. She needs to just take it easy because there might be some more emotions that are going to come out and that she just needs to let it out. She needs to let that happen. That's it. She's doing good.
Very good. I'd just like to thank all of the beautiful beings that were here with us today assisting in this session. We're so grateful.